Welcome to the dig. Today, what I'm going to be getting into is I'm going to be getting into the difference between character and reputation. Okay. And I find that this is something that a lot of us struggle with. And sometimes it gets manifested as ego. Sometimes it comes out in ways we don't understand, which cause us to act and defend something that we truly don't understand entirely. All that we know is that we've been slighted. And character, quite simply, as somebody once much wiser than myself said, character is like a tree, and reputation is a shadow. The shadow is what we think of, and the tree is the real thing. Hold on to that for a second. What's the difference between character and reputation? Well, when we really get into it, character is who you are at your core, okay? What you actually know that you're known to be known for doing. Where reputation is something that, as ironically as it may seem, is more based off the character. I'll give you an example. All right. For me growing up, my role as the older sibling was that I was told that my job was to protect my siblings, right? Particularly my younger brother. And it's something that I agree with. But now, as an older man, I understand better. As an older human, I understand more fully. And the thing about character is what's attached to your core, okay? Your rep, all right? Your rep is what other people build you up as. Now, an example of this again, and I'll use myself as the guinea pig, is that for myself, I had certain character traits, and I have certain character traits, okay, which do not make me correct. They do not make me wrong. They do not make me different. It's just who I am as a human being, all right? And those character traits involve things like loyalty, honesty, creativity, devotion, so on, etc. But my biggest Achilles heel is loyalty. Loyalty is where I learned that I started to create a reputation without knowing who's creating a reputation. And what I mean by that is in the situation of my brother, many of my former friends, because of my loyalty, there were no bounds that I would not, bend, possibly break if you were in that circle. What I didn't know at the time was that I was being taken advantage of, and that reputation would build and it would grow. It's like that game Telephone. All right. If you're familiar with the game of Telephone, it starts with a simple phrase: Mary is. Mary is in grade two. Then it goes to the third person. Mary is in grade two and likes. Then it goes to the fourth person. Mary is in grade three and does not like. And then it goes to the sixth person. You see where I'm going with this? Reputation is very, very similar to the telephone game. What I mean by that is that your character sometimes will become distorted either by your own eyes, means, perhaps beliefs, and that will create a reputation that you then feel like you have to defend in some peculiar way, in a way that may not make sense for quite some time. But this is important because your reputation is linked directly to your character. But your character is not linked directly to your reputation. Okay. Your reputation is, again, kind of like a movie character that's created, whether you design it or somebody else designs it for you and you put the actionable action behind it to make it believable. That's what sells reputation. But what maintains character is what you do under pressure. It's what you do under fire. And those terms may or may not make sense to you, but simply put, it means, how do you actually act under pressure? And is your reputation something that is gaining ground for you to eventually lose ground and challenge your character? Or is it already doing that? See, a rep's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. It's how you use it, and more importantly, how your character reflects your reputation. Okay. If you want to create a character that's known for being tolerant, being kind, and something comes up in life where you have to create a reputation to be this person that can handle more than they can, that will not work. But if you build the character, okay, build upon your character and refine your character and look at your character every opportunity you get, you will find that a natural reputation starts to manifest out of it. There's one thing you need to be careful about, and this is boundaries. Because when people see that you're capable of doing something, whether it is being the hardest worker in the shop, the best YouTuber, guitar player, tap dancer, whatever it is, there's a potential point there for you to be exploited. It may have happened to you already. And if it has, I truly am sorry for that experience. My name's Shine. This is The Dig. If you like what you're hearing right now, please, if you care to, subscribe, like, share, do as you like. As you know, I don't care. What I care about is that some of what I say comes through in a way that maybe can help you save a couple steps, right? And a way you can do that is by understanding no matter what kind of mistakes you've made, no matter what kind of classification you may have been given or given to yourself, you do have the responsibility to question, challenge, and if you can, level that up. And how you do that is by going back to character, back to your core. Who are you really? Who am I? I know who I am and what I'm doing now, but it took a real long time to get here. It took a lot of falling down, a lot of misbeliefs, a lot of stuff in my own head that made me think that I was just not blank, or I was blank. It goes both ways. But now I understand that, in fact, that's not the case, at least not for me. And I don't believe it is for the average person. You see, when we start out, things go at a pace that are manageable, that are controllable, that, frankly make sense. And then all of a sudden, you're tossed into the world. And depending on what kind of training, and I'll use that word, you were given in those early years, depends on what kind of character and reputation you're going to shake out. So, what is it you're trying to achieve? Do you find, or have you found, that this reputation versus character issue has been something you've dealt with in your life, and if so, how? And if you would be lovely enough, as I'm sure that you are, kindly leave a comment below talking about it, explaining it, because I can guarantee you, no matter how insignificant you think it may have been, there's somebody who thinks it's a real significant issue that you could help. That's my motive. That's my agenda. And I'll see you around the bend. Until then, keep on shining, baby. We out.